Good morning, afternoon, or evening. How y'all doing today? Welcome back to Mr. Morrow's Intensive Math class. Today we're going to continue talking about, actually, percent operations, and one in particular, percent change. Now, percent change is pretty cool, pretty important, okay? Percent change describes the percent increase or decrease from one old or original value to one new value. If the percent change is positive, that means that there is a percent increase. If the percent change is negative, that means that there is a percent decrease. So when we're going from one value or one number to another value or number, there is a percent change involved. Companies use this all the time, okay, to see how much better or worse they are doing. Let's say that in 2013, they made $5 million. But in 2014, they made $3,500,000. There's a percent decrease there. Stocks and bonds, there's a percent change every single day there. The price of Disney, for example, may be, I'm just throwing numbers out there, maybe $47 yesterday, but today it closes at $42. That means there was a percent decrease. And these percentages are used by stockbrokers and investors. You want increases so that you can make money. Decreases are bad because you lose money. Okay? So percent change is very, very important. And again, it describes the percent change from one old or original number or value to one new number or value. And again, if the percent change is positive, you have a percent increase. If the percent change is negative, you have a percent decrease. Okay? Now the formula. Percent change. Don't get scared by these fancy symbols here, okay? This is a percent, and this little triangle is called delta. That just means change. So it's percent change. That's all this means, percent change. And it equals the new value minus the old value divided by the old value, and then times 100. You multiply by 100 because when you go from decimal to percent, you move the decimal 2 places to the right, and that is essentially multiplying by 100. Because when you multiply by 100, you move the decimal 2 places to the right. Yes, sir. Question. That is the whole entire formula. Percent change equals the new value minus the old value divided by the old value times 100. That's a formula. That is the only way to do it. That is a formula. Okay? It's called the percent change formula. Now, if you notice here, I put, how is this used in the real world? Well, guys, I actually wanted to show you how this is used in the real world. So this is legit, guys. This is the stock market. Okay? And the stock market basically tells you how much a company is worth on any given day. Stock market opens in the morning, it closes in the afternoon. and people buy and sell different shares of stocks hoping to make money. So for example, let's look at, let's see, let's look over here at the gainers here. Okay, how about this? See, right now, if you could tell, all of these 0% changes because the market just opened. So this is real, guys. This is live. So the market has just opened, so there's no change yet from yesterday. But let's look at this over here. Okay? Mohawk Industries, they went up 6.71%. What does that mean? That means that if you invested $100, you just made 6.71% of 100. We just learned how to do that last week. That means you just made $6.71 on your $100. Intuit Incorporated went up 6.16%. That means for every $100 you invested, you made $6. Okay? Let's look at gold. Oh, sorry about that. Let's look at gold. If you had bought gold or invested in gold, you lost money. Okay? Gold is now selling for $1,198.10. It went down. Oh, just see how it just went down? Oh, see how it's changing? It's real life, guys. This is amazing. This is awesome. So right now, you lost 6.7% of your investment. Now you lost 660 of your investment. This is what stockbrokers do, by the way. They take a bunch of money from other investors and they buy and sell gold, oil, stocks in companies, and the whole goal is to make money. They try to choose stocks and commodities that are going to have gains. Okay, so gold is really going down right now. That you're losing money on gold. You're losing money on the euro. Went down 50. You're losing money on the yen, which is the Japanese dollar. You're losing money on oil. Okay? This is where percent change is used every single day. Let's look at some other losers, unfortunately. Doesn't mean that they're bad companies. It just means that they happen to lose some value. All of these negatives, that means you lost money. That's a percent decrease. So again, when you have a positive percent change, it's an increase. Good man. When you have a negative percent change, that is a decrease. Does that make sense, guys? It's pretty cool, right? See, what is this really used for? This is used every day by multimillionaires and billionaires. They have to know what percent changes. Now again, what does this mean? Let's say that you invested $100,000, okay? Let's say that you bought $100,000 worth of EOG resources. You lost 2.9%. So you multiply, well, 2.9, but remember you got to go 1 to the left, correct? So you're going to multiply by 0.029. 0.00009. 0.000. We got 5.02. So this is, and then we don't have to worry about that other zero. So we've got 0.0000092. We've got 1, 2, 3. Guys, guess what? You lost $2,900 on that investment. Well, okay, someone just said that's not that much. That's a lot of money, guys. $2,900 to lose? I rather make $1 than lose anything. So this is what these percentages mean. Now, if that was in green and it was an increase, you would have made $2,900. Now, remember, guys, you say it's not that much, but this is for one day's work. You're sitting in your office. You just either made $3,000 basically or lost $3,000. That is a lot of money in one day. Yes, sir. Okay, if you invested $100,000 and you gain 6%, do the math, guys. 100,000 times 6%, which is 0.06. 12. You just made $6,000. That's why these percentages are so important. That's why knowing that formula, 20% of this number is that number. That's why this is so important, guys. Everyone wants to make money, right? Well, you need to know how this works if you're going to go into the stock market. Does this help you guys understand? Promise? It's pretty cool, right? Stock market is amazing. Well, okay, that was a good question. The question was, so you gain 6,000 daily. No, you gain 6,000 right now, today. But by the end of the day, that could have gone down or up. And every day it's a new cycle. So maybe you gained 6% today, but maybe tomorrow you lost 12%. So that's where the gambling comes into play. Let's say that let's just say you made $25,000 today in the stock market. The question there is, okay, do I sell everything and take my profit? Or do I keep that profit in there and hope that I have another day of gain? It's a gamble. If you gain again tomorrow, good, you made a good choice. But if you lose tomorrow, you made a bad choice and you lost a bunch of money. So it really depends on you. It depends on, how much risk you're willing to take. But one thing's for sure, you have to understand percent change, and you have to understand how to multiply percentages so you can see how much money you made. Does that make sense, guys? Cool. Thank you so much. Now, let's continue to our examples. Find the percent change of each. I'm going from 12 to 20. This is my old or original value, and this is my new value. Percent change formula is new minus old divided by old times 100. So new is 20 minus 12, it's not 800, divided by 12 times 100. So this is 20 minus 12, which is 8, over 12. Now, guys, we know how to turn this into a decimal. Let's divide both by 4. You're going to get 2/3. Does anyone remember what 2/3 turns into as a decimal? Anybody? These are the ones we should have memorized by now. Very good, my brother. This is 0.6 repeating, but then times 100. In other words, I want to make it a percent. 66.6 repeating percent increase. That is percent change. Okay? Remember, this multiplying by 100 just means turn the decimal that you have into a percent. And when we go from percent to decimal, from decimal to percent, we go 2 places to the right. So that means I multiplied by 100. Does that make sense, guys? Promise? Okay. How about if I want to find the percent change from 8 to 5? Good man. 8 is the old, 5 is the new. So my percent change equals new minus old over old times 100. This is negative 3/8 times 100. Does anyone remember what 3/8 turns into as a decimal? Very good, son, 0.375. So this is negative 0.375 times 100. That means I move the decimal 2 places to the right. So that means I have negative 37.5%, or in other words, I have a 37.5% decrease. We do not show it as negative usually. It's a decrease. Okay? Now, for those of you who did not memorize, like I asked you to, what 3/8 was, how do we go from 3/8 to a decimal? What's the procedure there? Divide. Thank you. So 8 goes into 3. Very good. That goes 3. That's 24. Excellent, guys. Very proud of you. Excellent. And 5. Bam. Very good job. But hopefully you're realizing, hey, wait a second. Morrow's not crazy. If you memorize the fractions that he told you to memorize, you can get those decimals real quick. Does that make sense, gentlemen? You have a question, my brother? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you had a question. Okay, let's continue. Find the percent change of your stock portfolio from Monday to Wednesday. If your stock portfolio was worth $5,250 on Monday and then was worth $3,800 on Wednesday, find the percent change. All right, who's the old, who's the new? Very good. Monday was the old. Good man. And it was also Monday. What's my new then? Yeah, Wednesdays. So percent change equals new minus old divided by old times 100. Okay, now this is where heavy math comes into play. First of all, 3,800 minus 5,200, subtract as normal and keep the sign of the largest absolute value. Very good, son. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. 1,450. Negative. Negative 1,450 over 5,250 times 100. Okay. I can get rid of one of these zeros, correct? Yep. So now we're going to have to divide. We know all of these skills, guys. So don't let it stress you out. Don't let it freak you out. You know all of these skills. It's now applying these skills. So 525 on the outside because we got rid of a zero. Very good, son. 145.0. Bring up that decimal on the inside. So how many times can 525 go into 1,450? 2 times. Okay? Why? 2 times 525 is 1,050. You with me here, boys? So when we subtract, that's 400. Drop a 0. How many times can 525 go into 4,000? Let's try 7. 8's going to be too high. Let's see if 7 works. We got 5, 3, 7, 1. Yep, that's it. So 7 goes in. That's 3,675. Drop a 0. That's 5. That goes to 9. So that's a 2. That goes to 9. So that's a 3. That's a 3. Okay. How many times is 525 going to 3,250? 6. Let's try 6. Let's try 6. We got 0, 3, 12, and 3. That's 5, 1. There you go. 6. So that's 3,150. For our purposes, I will let you stop here and round to the nearest percent. So this is 0.276. Wait, you got to multiply by 100, which equals 27.6%, or 28%. But remember, this was a negative. So this would be a 28% decrease. Guys, now is the time to ask me questions. I know it's a little bit of work. I know it is. But it's nothing that we haven't done before. Nothing new. Yes, sir, my brother. Thank you. Okay. Anytime that you don't have an even percentage right off the bat, you see how I have to keep going to 3 places? So that's when I have to go to the thousands place. I want you to do it exactly the way I did it here. 27.6%, which then I rounded to 28%, and then I decide if it's an increase or decrease. Thank you so much, son. Great question. Does that make sense, boys? Promise? Okay. Last but not least, when Jason purchased his car, it was worth $26,500. 2 years later, Jason's car is worth $15,000. Find the percent change. Who's the new? Who's the old? Go ahead. New. Wait, what did you say, my man? Correct. New is 15,000, and the old is 26,500. Very good. So percent change equals new minus old. No, I'm proud of you. Good job, my man. Divided by old. Ah, come on, Moro. Divided by old. And remember, don't worry about the times 100. That just means that once you find your decimal, you're going to turn into a percent. And you go from decimal to percent by multiplying by 100 because you move the decimal 2 places to the right. So, 26,500 minus 15,000 is? Not 115,000, guys. That's impossible. That's not 115,000, guys. It's not, guys. It's 11,500. It's not 115,000. It's 11,500. Be careful. So 11,500 negative divided by 26,500. Very good, son. Very proud of you. Now, and look, I added an extra 0 there. Come on, Moro. Pay attention. Knock out those zeros. Now, I got to divide. 265 into 115.0. Very good. How many times do you think 265 goes into 1,150? 5? Okay, I think 5 is a little too high, but let's try it. Let's try it. We got 5, 2, that's 3. That'd be 1,325. How about 4? Let's try 4. So 0, 2, 24, and 2 is 26. There you go. So it is going to be 4 times. 4 times 265 is 1,060. 0, cancel. That goes to 15. So that's 90. Drop a 0. How many times do you think 265 goes into 900? 3 times? Yeah, we know it's not 4. So let's try 3, which is for sure going to be the answer. That's 5,191,795. So that's 3, which is 795. Drop a 0. That's 5. That's 0. That goes to 8. So that's 1. So how many times can 265 go into 1,050? It's not 4, right? Because 4 was 1,060. So it's 3 again. You know it's going to be 3 again. So that's 795. So that's a 5. That goes to a 14. So that's 5. That's 9. That's 2. But we don't need to go any further because I said once you get to the thousands place, remember this was a negative. This is negative 0.433 times 100 equals negative 43.3%. Rounded to the nearest percent, negative 43%. Write it as an increase or decrease, and you are done. So there is a lot of math here. So you have to take your time and step by step. Every skill we've learned so far is being applied here. Integers, multiplying, dividing, fractions to decimals, decimals to percents. Everything is here, my brothers. That's it. Any questions, my brothers? All right, thank you very much. Have a great day, and I hope you learned a lot. Bye-bye.